from station WDWL TV, Studio A, located on Grumpy Vulture Boulevard. And my studios are located on Grumpy Old Man Road. And we are a division of Grumpy Vulture Productions. Take your bow. Okay, you did your bit. Look at the camera. There. Okay. As it said in the title, I cheated. No willpower. I knew it was going to happen. Instead of one pogach, I ate two. Yeah. Because like I said, they're like Lay's potato chips. You can't eat just one. Oh, my camera light's not on. 1, 2, 3. There, camera light. So, yeah. Grumpy is worthless. He can't keep his word. I said I was going one a day. That way I would have enough for 12 days. Well, I only got enough for 10 days now. Because I ate two. I was really, I was halfway through the first pogach. Now, what I do, like I say, they're light and flaky and airy. I split it in half so it looks like I have two. But in my head, I know I only got one. So I ate the top, and then I'm halfway through the bottom going, oh, my God, I'm in heaven. And I took the last bite. And without even knowing it, my hand reached into the bag and got the second one. And I wasn't even thinking. I took a bite, and my mind was going like, you're on half of the bottom. You ate the top. You got that half of the bottom. Even though I had a whole biscuit, my mind was going, you only got that bottom piece. Go ahead and eat it. Well, then after I ate the second one, I was like, uh-oh, what did I do? I ate two. Now I only got 10 pogachas left. And I have to eat one today. I can't go with that, knowing that they're there. It's not like I can go, okay, I won't look. I know they're there. And I know I said I was going to have one a day for 12 days. Well, now it's 10 days. But see, even though I ate yesterday, I have to eat another one. They're just that goddamn good. I hate to say it, but they taste just like my grandmother baked them. Oh, I'm going to get struck with lightning now. Sorry, but they are. They taste just like yours. Same flavor. Same, nice texture. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to pay. But they are. It's amazing. Even though I haven't had, my grandmother's actual pogachas in eons, the taste buds know. They're programmed. Now, Tommy's were close. But, in a pinch, Tommy's was not that far away. 5-minute drive, pogachas in hand, on the way home, I'm happy. Now, it's a 20-minute drive. But it's going to be worth that 20-minute drive. Oh. Loaded with cracklings. Oh, just like my grandmother used to make them. You know, Tommy's were kind of sparse on the cracklings. Not these. Oh, I can't wait when I order my next dozen. I'm going to tell him, oh, man, when he told me, everything's top notch. Well, I'm going to tell him, oh, you were top notch with the cracklings. Oh, yeah. Nothing like having a biscuit, basically a bacon-loaded biscuit, any time of the day. I had mine last night. I used to eat them for breakfast. That's what they are. They're basically breakfast biscuits. I mean, there's no law that said, hey, you can only eat a Pogach for breakfast. I'm sure people have eaten them for lunch and dinner. But that's mainly what they were, breakfast biscuits. Because they got bacon in them. Oh, bacon. No wonder they're so good. You know, like Grumpy always said, when all else fails, add bacon. Bacon makes the world go round. Come on, Chair. I hate this new floor pad that they bought. You know, they want to protect the carpeting. Now, usually chair pads under desks are thick, heavy plastic. Oh, no. You know, our management has to go with the cheapest shit possible. This one's like rubber. It's like rubbery. And it holds the indentations from the wheels in the chair. That's what I say. I go to wheel forward and I go right back in the gully. It was like my old mattress. Try to roll over, right back in the gully. I'm still, speaking of mattress, I'm getting off the Pogach subject, but the mattress came to mind. Oh, I'm sliding back again. Come on, chair. That memory foam is almost like this pad for this chair. You would think that basically if you got up, it would spring right back up. No. So if I go to roll over and I'm not over far enough, I fall back in the memory section, an outline of my body, like the coroners used to do years ago. They don't do it anymore. There'd be a body laying in the street. They'd take a spray can and they'd spray around it. Take a look at some old movies, like from the 40s and 50s. The detectives would be out there to investigate, and they go, well, where's the body? Over there. There's an outline spray painted on the pavement. And there would be. Before they picked the unfortunate person up, they'd take a spray can and they'd spray around him. There he is. That's the way he landed, just like that. Okay. Is the police photographer here yet? No. Okay. We can't do anything until he takes a picture. Then the photographer would show up and go, where was the person? Over there, where the outline is, in the pavement, in white paint. And then he'd go over, snap, snap. Okay, see you, bye. Yeah, old detective movies from the 50s were cool. None of this high-tech, stuff they got today. Where they have to call in the forensics unit. Nobody can even go near the scene until the forensics unit come in. And they get out of their trucks, they put on moon suits, booties, gloves, masks. They look like they're going into surgery. Then they tiptoe in, and they take like 7,000 pictures. They only move the camera like a fraction. Click, click, click. What do you take a picture of? The wall. Well, what's on the wall? Well, pictures. Is there anything else? No. But I have to take a picture of the wall. Yeah, but the person was over in the other room. I have to take a picture of all the walls. I think they're selling them pictures to, Better Homes and Gardens. This is what your home looks like now, and this is what your home can look like later. But back to the Pogachs. Oh. First thing I did was I opened the bag, and I just savored the aroma. Oh. I did that for like 20 minutes. I made sure my lungs were filled with Pogach aroma. And then I took one out of the bag and I stared at it and I was like, oh, look at this. Heaven in a biscuit. And then I turned it around. I was like, oh, here's where it'll divide. And I split it in half. Pogachs are something like those dinner biscuits, them real flaky ones. You can take them off in little layers at a time. Instead of eating one biscuit in 5 minutes, it takes you half an hour because you peel them off like petals coming off an artichoke. So I split the I held it up and I stared at it. And then I took the Pogach and divided it in half. And I put it on the plate so it looked like I had two. But once you start eating them, you only got half of one. And one just, I'm going to have to order 2 dozen next time. Yeah. Because 12 just ain't going to make it 12 days. Speaking of, here's what Pogachs look like. Here. This is heaven in a bag. Pogachs. See? Look at this right here. See? See how they're layered? Yeah, you could take real careful and separate the layers, and you could have a Pogach for an hour. But look at this one. Look at this. Wait a minute. Look at that big crackling right there. Oh, that big, wonderful, luscious piece of bacon. There's Pogachs right there. Pogachs. Oh, heaven. I'm in heaven. I better not sing. I'm liable to get a copyright strike. Get back in the bag. I figured since none of you, unless you've had a Pogach before, I figured I'd show you. That way, if you, perchance, go down to, Barker's Pastries, and they happen to have some Pogachs that somebody didn't pick up, you can say, hey, are those for sale? Oh, I'll take them all. Although, very rarely I would think someone would order them and not pick them up, especially if they're like grumpy, when you haven't had a Pogach in like 4 years. And then all of a sudden it hits you. Oh, I feel Pogach coming over me. Oh, I gotta have a Pogach. Gotta have a Pogach. Oh. And then I call. Hello. Grumpy old man with like a dozen Pogachs. Pick him up tomorrow. I'll be there. And I was. I told him I'll be there at noon. I walked in the door. It was 2 minutes to noon. He looked at his clock and he went, boy, you're right on time. I said, for Pogachs? Oh, yeah. I'd be afraid that maybe you'd think I wasn't coming to pick them up and you'd sell them to somebody else. And then I'd be pissed. I'd be standing out in front of your store protesting, going, he sold my Pogachs. Here I am to pick him up, and he sold my Pogachs. Nah, I don't want to do that to Grumpy. I'm bad for business if you piss me off. Where's my flame? Yeah, about the second bite, my tongue went, oh, these taste just like Grandma's. I hope she's not listening. But hey, it's a tribute to you. A baker that actually could bake them just like you did. Oh. She just mentioned the Limburger cheese. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Me and Grandpa. We used to stink that kitchen up every Saturday. Oh. And what made it worse was like if the weather was cold and she couldn't open the windows, she'd open the side door and be fanning the stink from the Limburger cheese out, going, oh, you heathens. But that was our favorite lunch. The week didn't go by fast enough. I'd be looking at the calendar going, oh my God, it's only Wednesday. Oh. Then Friday afternoon, Grandpa'd be calling. 7 o'clock. I'll be ready. And then we drive down to the market. It is Nash Rambler. Yeah, he had a Nash Rambler. And it was a manual. 3 on the tree. I loved it. Every car Grandpa bought except, well, the last one was a manual. The last one he bought, oh my God. He bought a 68 Mustang GT. Yeah. Had no idea what a GT was. He pulled up in front of the house when he picked it up from the dealer. And we were all looking at it, and I went, oh my God, Grandpa, you bought a Mustang GT. What's a GT? Oh, I had to explain to him what a GT was. The high performance version. But I looked in and I went, oh, it's an automatic. Oh, you ruined the car. He said, well, I didn't even know what it had in it. We weren't even going to buy a car. I was in for service. And the salesman said, why don't you come and sit in a showroom? It's more comfortable than sitting in the service department. And they walked in, and Grandma went, oh, look at that lime green metallic Mustang. Oh, and she turned to him and said, Joe, we got to buy it. The salesman said, are you sure it's a GT? My grandfather said, hey, I don't care what it is. She likes the color. She's writing the check. The salesman went, oh, you'll be very happy with that color. And she signed the check. They didn't even know what equipment it had in it. The salesman tried to explain, and my grandmother went, I just like the color. That's how they bought the car. A 68 Mustang GT, because it was metallic lime green. Yep. Didn't know the engine. Didn't know nothing. All she did was went, I like that green one over there. And she told my grandfather, Joe, we got to buy that green Mustang. He's like, okay. But you see, Grandma, she carried the checkbook. If she said, I want it, Grandpa went, okay. But it ruined it being an automatic. Oh, that was the only thing that broke my heart. I was kind of hoping it'd have a 4-speed in it. No, it was lime green metallic. Grandma liked the color. She didn't even sit in it. She just said, I want that over there. My grandfather says, that green one? Yeah. Okay. He called the salesman over. My wife wants that green Mustang over there. Okay, you want to go over to my desk and we'll discuss the options? No. She's writing a check. Tell her how much. That's all we got to know. And that's how they bought the car. Had no idea what it had in it. It was lime green metallic. Grandma liked the color. But it was an automatic. That ruined the car. But Grandma was happy. Oh, every time she rode in it, she had a smile ear to ear. I'm in my lime green Mustang GT. Had no idea what GT stands for. I said, you want to know? No. Are you sure you don't want to know? No. But it's a GT. She goes, does the GT have anything to do with the color? No. Then I don't need to know what GT is. They never knew what GT stood for. Gran Turismo. That basically meant hot car. Oh, it was. I drove it once. I says to Grandpa, I say, I got to run up the store. Can I take the Mustang? He turned to my grandmother. Can he take the Mustang? She was like, don't you hurt that car. No, I won't hurt it. I might see what the speedometer tops out at, but I won't hurt it. I didn't say that to her. Otherwise, I'd have never got to drive it. But she said that, okay, Joe, give him the keys. I tried not to smile. I was like, okay, I'll be right back. She said, what store you going to? It's up the corner. You got 10 minutes. Oh, 10 minutes isn't going to give me enough time to see if I can bury the speedometer. So when I was out of sight, I did a burnout. That was all the fun I was able to have in that car. But yeah, talk about strange way to buy a car. And, you know, had the salesman not told them to come into the showroom, they'd have never bought it because they wouldn't have seen it. They were sitting there. Grandma just happened to look to the left. And she poked my grandfather. Hey, Joe, look. I want that green car over there. Didn't even know it was a Mustang. I want that green. I like that green. So I called the salesman over. Hey, my wife wants that green car. Okay, come on over to the desk. I'll explain everything. Don't need to know anything. She's writing a check. Give her the bottom line. She wants that green car over there. And she wants it today. None of this, pick it up Monday, we got to prep it, you know. When Grandma wrote a check and she tore it out of the checkbook, that car had better have been sitting out front, ready to go. Otherwise, she was going to take the check back. But that's how they bought that car. And then the next weekend, she was baking Pogach's again. Yeah. And Grandpa and I went to the market. A big stick of pepperoni, like 6 foot long. Oh, yeah, we got the big a la deluxe. And a big chunk of smoked whitefish. I can't find it anymore. See, that's the problem with the ethnic. Young kids today don't say, oh, I want some Skittles and some smoked whitefish. No. I guess I'm going to have to be on a search. I'm going to have to gargle it. Where can I get smoked whitefish in Cleveland? And it better not be like 50 miles away. That was one nice thing about the West Side Market. They had a little bit of everything. But we'd go in, go in the front door. We'd walk over to the stand, get the pepperoni stick. Then over to the stand, get a nice big piece of smoked whitefish. Then we walk outside to the vegetable stand. And Grandpa would be checking the onions. We'll take this one. That's all you want is one onion? Yeah, one onion. Okay. And then after the onion, we went back to Mary's Bakery, back in the far corner. And we got that round loaf of rye bread. It was like that big around. I don't know why he always bought the biggest one. Sometimes they couldn't even get it in a goddamn bag. It was so... And then from there, we go over to the cheese stand. And the woman that ran the cheese stand, she already knew as soon as we got there, how big a chunk you want, Joe? Oh, about like that. Okay, whack. She'd wrap it all up. Then we'd head home and get yelled at because we were two heathens. Because we didn't use plates and forks and stuff like that. No. We just spread the butcher paper all over the kitchen table. Grandma'd give us hell. Oh, like two heathens. Can't you use a plate? No, we got butcher paper. We don't need a plate. And I think she had an idea that maybe this Saturday we were going to eat something different. But she knew every Saturday was the same thing. So Grandpa'd get up, get his special knife, and sharpen it. He had one of them long sharpening sticks. Sharpen that knife. Chop up some pepperoni. Okay, how many slices you want? 40? Okay. Here's your pepperoni. Then he'd tear off a chunk of smoked whitefish. Here you go. Okay. So far, so good. And he'd slice that big loaf of bread. And he'd slice the onion. And then he'd unwrap the Limburger cheese. And Grandma would go ballistic. Oh, why do you guys have to bring that stinky shit in the house here? Can't you eat it outside? No, there ain't a table outside. All she'd do was complain. She'd be waving her apron, trying to get the stink away. But if you know good old world Limburger cheese, it smells like a decomposing body. An odor that lingers. Oh, Monday, Tuesday, she'd be calling me going, you and your grandfather have to eat that stuff. My kitchen still stinks. Sorry. And then Sunday morning. Oh, did I look forward to Sunday morning. Because Grandpa and I would sit and drink coffee. Today, not a big deal. I drink a pot full. But back in the day, oh, Grandpa would allow me to have a cup of coffee. And him and I sat like, two kings drinking our coffee. Because, see, Grandma was at church. I know, I told this story yesterday, but I love telling it. And he'd look at his watch and go, oh, finish up your coffee. Grandma will be home in 15 minutes. I finished coffee. Grandpa'd run over the sink, wash them cups, dry them, put them right back up on the cupboard shelf. There we go. And she never knew. Because she'd have a shit fit. And then she'd tell my parents, oh, they'd go fucking bonkers. What do you give him coffee for? He's only 10 years old. You're going to stunt his growth. Everything was going to stunt your growth back in the day. Yeah. Coffee, cigarettes, alcohol, everything. I tried to convince my father that vegetables were going to stunt my growth. See, back in the day, I liked certain vegetables. I liked broccoli. Now that's strange for, 8, 9, 10-year-old to go, I like broccoli. But I did, because it looked like little trees. And cauliflower. But see, my mother liked carrots. Back in the day, I wasn't big on carrots. Now, roast carrots, I could eat a bucket full. But back when I was, put a carrot in front of me, it's cursed. There's a voodoo curse on it. It's going to kill me. Eat your carrots. I tried to convince my parents, hey, them carrots, they're going to stunt my growth. No. Here's the lie. They're good for your eyes. Yeah. I've been eating carrots by a bucketful for years. They were good for my eyes, all right. I had to have cataract surgery on both eyes. That's how good them carrots were. They've been lying to me all them years. Oh, carrots are good for your eyes. Well, if they're good for my eyes, how come I got cataracts on both eyes? Had to have that surgery where they get rid of the cataract. Then they implant a lens. Yeah. And you're wide awake. Well, they put you in a kind of they call it twilight sleep. But I heard the doctor talking. I'd see the instruments come past my head. I'd like, oh, you're going to do, oh, no. And they had your eye pried open with some kind of device. But now it's amazing. I can see again. Well, I could see before. Just not as good. But that lie about the carrots, yeah. What a crock of bullshit. Eat your carrots. They're good for your eyes. Mine were cursed. It didn't work. They had all this crazy shit back when I was growing up. Especially when you were getting ready to leave home. Go to the store, go out with your friends, go to school. Hey, you got clean underwear on? Yeah. Good. I don't want you to embarrass me in case you get into an accident. They weren't worried if I'd be mangled and broken. They were just worried about me having clean underwear on. And I bet you a lot of you out there from my era will agree. Yeah, that's all your parents were worried about. You got clean underwear on? No. Go change. You might get hit by a bus and embarrass me. Okay. You go in your room, change your underwear. Yeah. And don't run with a stick. You'll put your eye out. Over the years, I've run with sticks many times. I never put my eye out. But yeah, don't run with a stick, you'll put your eye out. Oh, Jesus. It made it hell when you were playing, like war or cowboys and Indians. Don't run with that stick, you'll put your eye out. Yeah, but I'm chasing a bandito here. Don't run with that stick. Okay. Then when you get out of sight, you run like hell with the stick. Yeah. I don't know any kid growing up that ran with a stick that ever put his eye out, or anybody else's eye. To this day, I don't know anybody that had their eye put out by a stick. But that was it. You got a stick in your hand, don't run. I don't want you to come home with one eye. Some of the shit back in the day. And of course, every kid was told, be home when the street lights come on. I always wanted to go live on a farm because they didn't have street lights out there. God, you could have been out all night. No, in the city. Be home when them street lights come on. And you'd be cringing like, oh, don't turn on yet. And then as soon as they came on, you had like 30 seconds to get your ass home. Because your parents would be looking out the door going, oh, the street lights are on. They'd be looking at their watches. Then they'd see you come up the driveway. You're lucky. Couple more minutes. Were you running with a stick? No. I was just running to get home. Because I wouldn't dare come home with a stick. Because then you'd use it on me. I wasn't stupid. I'd get close to home, I'd throw that stick. I'd throw it in the bushes so I knew where it was at for the next day. But don't come home with a stick in your hand, especially if you were running. If your parents saw you with a stick in your hand, the first thing they do is check both your eyes. Are those your eyes? You didn't put your eye out and stick a marble in there, did you? No. I saw you with a stick, and you were running. I'm going to kick your ass. Better kick my ass than beat me with the stick. Oh, yeah. So I always made sure I had clean underwear on when I went out, and I didn't run with a stick where my parents could see me. Otherwise, I ran with a stick all the time, but I never put my eye out. I'm trying to think of some of the other shit. Some of the other shit that we had back in the day. Oh. Where parents came up with some of this stuff. Finish your carrots, they're good for your eyes. Okay. Now, how come I'm wearing glasses? It's because you didn't eat enough carrots. Okay. So I always made sure Although the one day I lied, my mother was like, hey, you got clean underwear on? And I didn't. I said, yes. Good thing she didn't check. All right. Because if you get hit by a dump truck loaded with gravel and you get crushed, I don't want to be embarrassed because you got dirty underwear on. Well, I'll tell you what, if I got hit by a truck and I saw it coming, I'd have had dirty underwear because I'd have shit myself. Oh no, I'm going to get hit by a truck. It's funny, isn't it? Yeah, you better agree. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, you hear this. You turn around. Oh no, I'm going to get hit by a truck. And your mother get to the hospital and say, hey, I told you, put clean underwear. but Mom, I did. But I shit myself. I wish I could have said that to her. Oh. I didn't want to get hit by a truck. I just once would have liked to said that. She goes, how come your underwear's dirty? I shit myself. Go change it. You're going to embarrass me in case you do get hit by a truck. Yeah, they weren't worried about, you could have massive injuries. They just didn't want, you get into the hospital and the nurse remove your pants and you got dirty underwear on. Oh, yeah. Oh, would they be embarrassed? I think that'd be the first thing my mother'd say. Is his underwear clean? Well, it probably was before the accident. What do you mean? It's dirty? He came in here with dirty underwear? Oh, I'm going to kill him. Well, no. He's in intensive care. The truck almost killed him. Well, I'm going to finish the job. He embarrassed me with dirty underwear. That's the way parents would be back in the 50s. They didn't care, if you were on life support. You just better be on life support with clean underwear. And you better not have had your eye put out. Oh, if you showed up at the hospital missing an eye, you were running with a stick. No. The truck did it when it ran me over. Oh, no. Don't give me that bullshit. When that truck ran you over, you had a stick in your hand. You'd say, well, one good side to it, Mom. What's that? I only have to eat half the carrots now, because I only got to protect one eye. Then I had gotten beaten with the stick. Yeah, the good old be home when the street lights are on. Don't run with a stick. Make sure you got clean underwear. Then they wonder why we get so screwed up. Oh. That was the only thing I kept thinking about. Oh, let's see. Did I change my underwear? Okay, I'm safe now. I would even make sure it was a blunt stick, because you never wanted a pointy one. See, a pointy one would put your eye out. A blunt one would just injure it. If I got caught running with a stick, I'd say, hey, it's blunt. Told you not to run with a stick. Okay. Well, I'm going to think. It's hard, though, because I'm old and I'm grumpy. but I'm going to try to think of some more of them childhood cliches. It kind of brought back memories, like the Pogotches. Made me laugh. Wasn't funny back then, but it's funny now. Oh, yeah. Grumpy laughing. They're going to like, what's wrong with that old man? He's laughing. He's supposed to be grumpy. Yeah, but them cliches, oh, brings back memories of growing up. But with that, I'm going to take my bag full of Pogotches. Ah, Jesus, why do I keep getting this warning? I keep clicking it off. Driving me crazy. I'm going to take my Pogotches and I'm going to sign off for the night. I'm going to try to only eat one, but I'm going to stare at that bag full. Oh, yeah, Pogotches. Oh, okay. What do you say we sign off? All right.